My name is Sandy. I'm with the Gift Group, and today I want to talk to you about Disney Villas. Disney, yay! Well, a little bit about myself. I lived in New York for many years, and I was coming to Disney for a long time, twice a year sometimes, until I decided to move to Orlando. The Orlando magic got to me. Yay! I'm originally from Jamaica, so of course it would. My kids love Disney. Disney is just so awesome. Both four parks are like really great. I'm not sure if you've visited all four parks before, but you know there's a Magic Kingdom, there's Epcot, there is Animal Kingdom, and then there is Epcot, which is my favorite. I think Epcot is the adult park, and then the others is for the kids. Now, get me wrong, Epcot do have children ride in it, but I like the World Showcase Center, where you get to go from country to country. You get to learn a little bit of history about each country. You could sample some food from each country, have a drink from each country. You shouldn't really have a drink from each country, at least not alcoholic drink from each country, because you might get drunk. But Downtown Disney is also fabulous. They are completely renovating Downtown Disney right now. We're in 2015. They're doing so many renovations down there. They have a new restaurant there called the Riverboat Tours, which is where they have these boats that look like the catalogs from the 50s and 60s, those old catalog versions, and you could hire rent a boat, and they send a sailor out there with you, and you could just go on the lake in Downtown Disney and tour around. It's pretty fun. They have new food trucks down there now. As you know, they have two theaters. One is a regular theater, and the other one is a dining theater, where when you purchase your ticket and you choose your seat, and while you're sitting down watching the movie, waiters and waitresses come around, and you could order your food from there. So you could have dinner and a movie right there in the theater. That's so awesome. Also, Downtown Disney, they have the Disney Interactive Restaurant. They have two. They have the Rainforest Cafe, and then they have the Dino one with dinosaurs. Same effect as the Rainforest Cafe, but with dinosaurs. The bad news is Disney Quest, which is also in Downtown Disney, and it's an interactive video area, like a video game arcade, 5 floors of video gaming. They're about to close that down, but in its stead, they're gonna put a ESPN Sports Complex thing. Not sure of all the details on that as yet, but that's gonna be all into sports, and you could go and play your different sports, and it's gonna be 5 floors of that, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be excited. They're still doing renovations down there. By the time Downtown Disney is finished, I have no idea what it's gonna look like. All I know is every time I go down there, it looks different, and I live like 10 minutes from Downtown Disney. Also, they have a big new covered parking lot Downtown Disney. I'm not sure when was the last time you've been there, but they have a new covered parking. I believe it's 7 floors, and the cool thing is, you know how you go to a underground parking garage, and you're driving past the aisle to see if there's any parking space in each aisle. Well, with this new one, it will tell you how much parking space is available down each aisle. Every time a car comes out of the parking spot, it turns green. If there's a car parked there, it's red. So it will tell you like if there's 2 or 3 spaces in that aisle that you could actually park at. How cool is that? The bad thing about Downtown Disney is because they're doing so much renovations, there's a lot of traffic down there, and parking is a little bit horrible. So if you are going to the movies or something, you may want to give yourself extra time to get there, based upon the day, because there's a lot of stuff going on. Now, talking about Disney, who can forget about the two Disney water parks? There's Blizzard Beach and there's Typhoon Lagoon. And I prefer Blizzard Beach. I'm a Blizzard Beach fan. Typhoon Lagoon is awesome. It has this large 18 feet, if not bigger, wave that comes at people all the time, and it's a huge wave and it knocks you down. I prefer Blizzard Beach. They have a calmer wave pool. They're more of a wave pool that looks like the beach. So I could deal with that. But both parks are fun. Both parks are fun. Blizzard Beach has two very large slides. It says um, Sipple Silver is one of them, and then Summit Plymouth is one of them. And Blizzard Beach is funny because Blizzard Beach is set up like a ski resort in Florida. Imagine that. So they have it set up like a ski resort with ski lifts that take you to the higher slides. So it's quite interesting. I love it. Um, Also in Blizzard Beach, you have some tiki bars. You could have a drink. They play reggae music all day long in Blizzard Beach. For Typhoon Lagoon, they have the huge wave pool, which is ridiculous. I can't do it, but you could. And then they have where you could go snorkeling. You could go snorkeling. And then Typhoon Lagoon also have a water roller coaster. I went on it once, and when it landed in the water, I flipped off, and that's a wrap for me. But it's fun. It goes really fast. It's almost like they shoot you off on a slingshot, and you just slide right down back in the water. And you're on a tube, and I always lose my tubes. All the tube rides I go on, I lose my tubes, so I don't like tube rides. So don't take my word for it. But the water roller coaster is great in Typhoon Lagoon. So many great stuff to do in Disney water parks and Disney World itself. So you have like so many different things to choose from. And of course you have Universal Studios, which is like what, 5 or 10 minutes away from Disney World. Universal Studios have two parks. They have the Universal side and they have the Islands of Adventure side. And now they have connected both parks with their Harry Potter world. And there's a train that connects from Universal Studios to Island of Adventure. And the train is very interactive, so that's a nice little 3 minute ride, I would say. Very nice. And I like the new Harry Potter ride that they put in Universal. So that's awesome. And then, of course, you have SeaWorld, which is in between Disney and Universal. And of course, Shamu is the star of SeaWorld, you know that. SeaWorld has two roller coasters, and they are building a new one that should be opening in 2016. There's also a water park called Wet and Wild that's owned by Universal Studios. That park is scheduled to be closed down the end of 2016, I believe, and they're going to be opening a brand new state-of-the-art water park. SeaWorld also has a water park called Aquatica, which is awesome. And so, and then 45 minutes away from the whole Disney World area is Busch Garden. And Busch Garden has a lot of roller coasters. So if you have older kids that are into roller coasters, they can go to Busch Garden. Hour outside of Orlando, we have Cocoa Beach, which is a nice beach, and then an hour and a half. Going on the Tampa side, you have Clearwater Beach. That's my favorite beach. And Clearwater Beach is very nice and clear, and the white sands is just beautiful. And maybe an hour from Clearwater Beach is Siesta Keys, which is in Sarasota. And I'm not sure if you know this, but Siesta Keys is voted #1 beach in the U.S. for so many years. At one time, I think it was voted #3 beach in the world or something. Beautiful, beautiful tropical water in Siesta Keys. So there's so many things to do here. So why am I telling you all this stuff? I'm telling you all this stuff because Disney area is a great way to vacation. And while you're doing that, based upon how often you come here, you may want to consider buying a Disney villa or a Disney home or a Disney condo. And why would you do that? Well, the hotel room is just this small, right? It's not that great. And if you have a home or a condo here, then you could live better. You could be a home away from home. Well, how am I going to afford that? Well, I have great news for you. If you purchase a Disney villa or Disney home or Disney condo, you could purchase it in an area that's zoned for short-term rental, which means when you're not there, you could rent that property out to other tourists and they pay your expenses for you. Now, how are you going to do that? You're not here. How can I rent out my home to tourists and I'm not here? Well, I'm glad you asked. There are many professional property management companies that will do that for you. They will, manage the property for you, get vacationers to rent from you, and maintain it for you, and also offer you the opportunity to also send your friends and families and relatives down here to either rent it or to stay for free. It's up to you. So a Disney condo or a Disney villa or a Disney home is a great way to own a piece of Central Florida and to make money while owning it, and also to have it for your family as well. So if you're here for a month or 2 weeks or a week, you would stay at your Disney villa or condo or home, and then when you go home, the property management company would rent it out to other tourists that's visiting the area, whether it be for a week or for a month or for 2 weeks. I'll tell that many people that come from the UK normally stay here for 2 to 3 weeks. I'll also tell that people that come from Qatar or Dubai, they stay for a month or more. So based upon how long the guest is staying, you could rent it for that period of time, and you could decide based upon the competitive rates what your rate would be. And we're here to answer all those questions for you. So give us a call, 407-655-6619, if you're thinking off vacationing down here and you want to own a vacation home or a second home or a villa or a condo and you want to be able to rent it out to other tourists. Also, if you just want to buy it for yourself and you have no intention of renting it to other tourists, that's fine too. We have gated communities, we have gated and guarded communities, and then we have our regular communities. So we have so much to choose from. So I hope to hear from you soon.